What if Jupiter's moon Io had sands that bled, whispering your regrets to pull you under? This super creepy story from Io in 2165 will grab you tight. Taryn Veck, a volcanologist, finds crimson sands bleeding and whispering her guilt over abandoning her brother, but they drag her team into a sinking abyss that feeds on remorse. Stay to face the fear. Io's sulfur plains burn under a stormy yellow sky, its volcanoes spitting fire like dragons. Taryn hikes in her heat-proof suit, her scanner buzzing as she studies lava flows for science. The camp's domes gleam in the heat, her only home since Earth got too ruined. Taryn's heart aches because her brother, Cal, died in a fire 4 years ago after she left him behind. His last words, "You left me," stuck in her head. She hopes Io's sands will tell her why he said that. One day her boot sinks into crimson sand and it oozes red like blood, whispering Taryn in Cal's voice. Her heart races. She thinks it's the wind, but she freezes when the sand swirls and shows Cal's face, his eyes empty, staring at her. Taryn's scared, but she can't stop searching. The bleeding sands get creepier, oozing thicker, and bad things start happening. At camp, tools melt, lights dim like they're scared, and the air feels heavy like it's full of guilt. Taryn's scanner, which maps volcanoes, stings her head like the whispers are crawling into her brain. Other researchers hear the sands whisper their regrets, lost loves, old mistakes, then sink into the ground, gone. Taryn checks the sand, but it's weird, with tiny carvings that glow under her light. She tells her friend Rick, a stoic driller with a scar on his arm from a machine accident. Rick digs the plains and finds carvings, pictures of people sinking, their regrets written in red. The sands gurgle, "You're buried," in a spooky voice, and Taryn's hands shake so bad she drops her scanner. What's this sand trying to do? Taryn and Rick decide to find out. They suit up and trek across the sulfur plains, where the air smells like ash and the ground quakes. The sand shifts like a maze, with shapes that move too fast. Their lights catch strange carvings, swirls that twist when they're not looking. Taryn's stomach knots like something's watching. The carvings lead to a deep crater, its edges oozing red like a wound. In the center, a black pool of sand pulses, whispering like a heartbeat. Dark shapes swirl in the pool, like ghosts with no faces. Taryn feels dizzy, like the crater's pulling her in. Rick's tools catch signals from the pool, not from Io, but from way out in space, far past Jupiter. The crater feels wrong, like it's alive. Taryn's scanner shows scary pictures: Cal's fire, researchers screaming, and an old camp sinking into sand. Rick says the sands are part of something called the sink, not just dirt, but a trap that feeds on guilt. The bleeding sands work for the leeches, a creepy force that loves remorse and grows with every whisper. The camp starts breaking down. Domes crack in sudden quakes, suits tear, and researchers act weird, walking toward the crater with eyes that glow red. Like the sand. Taryn's afraid they're not themselves anymore. Rick finds a black shard in the crater, carved with stars that look like eyes, pulsing with the pool's gurgle. The sands scream, "We drink!" and Taryn wonders if she's still safe or if the sink's got her trapped. Things get worse. Io's planes shake like they're angry. Taryn finds a piece of the black shard and it glows, showing Cal's face. He looks so scared, like he's stuck in sand, begging Taryn to run. Everyone's scanners start showing the same thing, a web of red lines where regrets sink forever. The black pool shows a net of glowing veins, like a trap catching every person. At camp, each dot in the net is someone's soul, each whisper their guilt. The plains rumble with a creepy hum, and the sand's swirls match the sink's web, like the whole moon's waking up. Rick finds a carving saying the leeches want the whole system next. They're not just on Io, they're tied to other sands in space, all hungry for remorse. Taryn sees a vision of dark shapes like fog with glowing eyes, talking about drinking or ending everything. The sync signals shoot out to the stars like the leeches are closing in. The camp's gear goes wild, screens flash Cal's face, radios scream his voice. Taryn feels Cal's whisper in the sync's web, so faint, urging her to fight. Rick wonders if the leeches are eating them or testing them. Io quakes with a bad hum and the shadows swirl like a net. Taryn stares at the black pool, her hands cold, knowing a monster might be waiting. She thinks about Cal, about the camp, about whether she can stop this thing or if it's too big. The air feels heavy, like it's choking her. The camp's too. Quiet now, and Taryn's not sure if she's alone or if the leeches are already in her mind. The sands glow brighter, their whispers louder, like they're thrilled. Taryn steps back, but the ground sinks and the voices grow stronger, calling her name over and over. She looks at Rick, who's pale, staring at the pool. They both know something's coming, something they can't stop. The planes outside roar like they're alive. Taryn's heart feels like it's breaking, but she won't give up, not yet. She grips her scanner, hoping it holds a clue, but the whispers just keep coming, pulling her closer to the dark. The sand feels alive, its glow spreading like blood. Taryn wonders if she ever leave, or if the sink has already swallowed her soul. Twist. The sands aren't dust. They're the lifeblood of a moon-sized leech-eating guilt. Is EO a lab, or its lair? Could you walk IO's creepy bleeding sands knowing what they do? Tell us your scariest thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if this gave you chills, send it to all your space friends, and subscribe for more stories that'll blow your mind.